Hello, everyone. Mental health matters. Why? Because 2 out of 3 gun deaths we hear about are suicides. So why are we here? Every Saturday night since 2018, I pop on here real quick. Sometimes it's a 5 or 10 minute thing. Sometimes it's about 30 minutes. Tonight, it might be closer to 45 because I have a special guest waiting in the background for us. So for those who are brand new, thank you for popping in. For those of you who are dragged along by a friend, A, thank you for listening to your friend, and B, thank your friend for bringing you here because I appreciate more likes and subscribes and all those fun things. Because if each one of us reach one more person and we're talking about mental health and suicide prevention, we're reaching that many more people. So for tonight, my special guest is the gentleman who managed to get me onto YouTube, really helped me expand my YouTube channel. Now, when he and I met, I think I had 56 subscribers. I'd been on YouTube for about 5 years and I had 56 subscribers because I didn't really tell anyone about this, right? And then Mr. Jonathan Berger from Guns and Barbecue YouTube channel said, you can do better. And so he said, come on my channel, get interviewed. We're going to get you up to, more subs. And I think within the first month or two of hanging out with him, we got from like 56 and I broke my first 100. All right. So without further ado, I am going to bring that gentleman on up. And ta-da, there he is. Surprise.
Where? I don't see him.
Now would be good. So, say hi to everybody, John.
Hello, John. Oh, everybody. I messed it up already. See? But good evening, everybody. I see we have G-Webs out there. Vanessa Kitty. Good evening, DJ. All kinds of good people.
All right. So
predicting the future. You like that?
It's a beautiful thing. Well, I mean, there are some certain things, right? There is a good chance that G-Webs will have either stopped in, thumbed up, or shared out this video because he's good like that.
That's right.
Vanessa Kitty, though, she goes later. She usually goes on to, what's his name? This one, Hillbilly up at the top of the hour after this.
Uh-huh.
So that's where I usually see Vanessa Kitty. But you never know.
Nice.
Pop in. It could be. But pink hand waving. We pretty much constantly can absolutely count on my pink hand waving. So, and yes, DJ's out there in the chat for sure, dropping links as we talk about stuff. Chances are. All right. So I have pulled up here on my other screen the first time you actually interviewed me.
Oh, snap.
Oh, yeah. So it says we have been doing this right down the bottom there. It says 3 years ago. 4 years ago was the first time I was on your 2A Women Wednesday. And I was number 3.
You were.
I was number 3 4 years ago. And
you could have been number 1, but you were doing like super awesome stuff, like going on birthday vacations and stuff. So
it's true. Yes. So that must have been August then, because August is our birthday week because my daughter and I have the same birthday week. We don't have the same birthday, but same birthday week.
I feel like when you guys went whale watching or something, I believe you were in the Pacific Northwest on that when you were dead.
I believe you.
Could be wrong.
I don't know what I had for lunch. Actually, I do know what I had for lunch because I went out with my husband today. But anywho, all right. So mental health matters. You helped bring me this to more people. And you are a big Second Amendment advocate. How long have you been doing this? Like just YouTube in general?
I'd say just YouTube. I always like to say that G-Webs tricked me into it.
Okay.
Back in 2020. I always had a want to do so, but never knew exactly how to go about it. And then, like I said, I got tricked.
All right. That sounds like that sneaky G-Webs for sure.
Yep.
Without a doubt. Yeah, he's sneaky that way. He's like, all you got to do, just do this one little thing. It'll be great. And often he's right. So there's that.
Well, what happened was he was doing this show called The Daily Gun Show, if you've ever heard of it. And he had tossed out the link. I thought the link was just like another place to go view. And then it's like, hey, you're doing whatever. And I'm like, what? All of a sudden you're in the back room for a StreamYard, and then boom, you're on screen. I was like, oh, what's going on here?
Yes, and you guys did introduce me to StreamYard, so that makes it easier for me to do stuff like, oh, look, there's the 2A Women Wednesday video that you did with me back 4 years ago now. So you guys taught me about new software that was available. You taught me about how to reach more people because you shared my stuff with people that were already in your audiences. And for anyone who's brand new to YouTube or Facebook, because it's actually streamed out on Facebook, YouTube, and sometimes LinkedIn, depends on the day if I take the time to set that up. So do you have other platforms, or are you just primarily here on Facebook? Oh, I know the answer to the question, but I'll let you know.
Guns and Barbecue Instagram. There's also a Guns and Barbecue Facebook page. I do nothing with those at this point. They're just there. Yeah. Anymore, I'm not even out of necessity. It's just the way life has gone. I'm much more active with my photography, which is nice because, like, when I go to Thunder on the Prairie, stuff like that, I still get to incorporate some two-way aspects with that. So,
okay, very cool. All right, so I pulled up what is in the original video we did. So we have a YouTube channel. Do you still have a Patreon channel?
No. Okay. It's probably out there, but again, I do nothing with it. They actually stopped accepting my. This is one of the reasons I don't do anything with it. Is that they stopped accepting my payment. Even after I got a new bank card, it still would not process for whatever reason. Okay. So I was like, okay.
Right. So I know you're on Facebook because I chat with you over there on Facebook as well. Yep. And that is kind of what I got for where else you are. So if we look up
there is a Twitter or an X. Again, I do nothing with that.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, Instagram on my end would not have anything unless it were because luckily Facebook, anything I post on Facebook just automatically goes to IG. Otherwise, it would also be mostly dead. So as a content creator, this can be a huge pain in the tuchus.
Yes.
So let's talk about the second is for everyone. No, not that. That's Tony Simon.
That is.
What is the 2A matters thing? Because you are good about reminding me, hey, Brooke, it's going to be the second. So what is that hashtag that I forget about?
So every second matters is an idea to just take time to celebrate the Second Amendment. And it actually came from a group of guys that were part of this whole community called gun websites, where people would go and have live streams and chats, and there was a really large community. Again, all the tentacles, if you follow them back, go back to G-Webs with that. And that was really before my time, but that, from what I understand, Every Second Matters came about in 2013 after Sandy Hook, and essentially a bunch of guys sitting around a metaphorical campfire, thus being a chat online, were spitballing, how do we fight back against these different things like that. And eventually Every Second Matters had come about, and for everybody, it's a different thing. Some people take it as a time to do a little bit of more advocacy or activism. Some take it as time to just go out and shoot, maybe take a new person shooting, maybe their kid. Some people take it as an opportunity to just turn on a camera once a month and make a YouTube video. But at the end of the day, the goal is just to have people, thinking about the Second Amendment. Because not only does the Constitution of the United States have a Second Amendment, but most every state, I think 44 out of the 50, have some form of a Second Amendment. I mean, granted, they all have amendments, but there's usually in the 44 out of the 50, there's some sort of provision protecting your right to keep and bear arms. Here in Pennsylvania, for example, our Second Amendment to our state constitution is actually talking about the protection of firearms. So,
yeah, and it's funny because here I am in Connecticut, and our Second Amendment in our state constitution is actually stronger, written in a different language, but
yes,
versus our national, and yet we adhere to it not at all. It's really awful.
Yeah, same with Pennsylvania.
It's one of those things where I definitely want to realize, like, okay, quick question for you below. I wrote down hashtag every second matters, writing it out, or hashtag every second 2ND matters. Which is the correct hashtag, or does it matter? Or can we use either or if we're going to throw stuff up there on the second?
I put out a bunch of different iterations just because I don't know if there truly is a right or wrong.
All right.
So there's a lot of people that do
who know better. I know there's a way to search it, right? You can do hashtag every and then see what shows up. So those of you who are out there watching this now, go ahead. If you're smarter than that, email me later and let me know which one it actually is, or what are the most popular, or what are all of the iterations.
I think one of the most popular, because it's so quick and easy, might be hashtag E2M.
Oh, okay. All right. That's even easier. Hold on. I'm going to edit it. Hashtag E2M. Hashtag E2M. All right. So now we got multiples, because, you know, hashtags are important these days.
That's right.
If you decide to jump on the Every Second Matters bandwagon, which I think I've managed in the 4 years that you and I have known each other, I think I've done like 1, maybe 2 Every Second Matters videos or posts. So that's why I'm not as good as I could be.
That's all right. I've been slacking off myself quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, I know one time you came up with this great idea for what was your favorite 22, because that's 2 twice.
Yes.
So it's twice as impactful if you use a 22 on the second, because then you get 3 2s all together. You know, that's one way to look at it.
That's something that I would like to start doing again eventually. Unfortunately, a few months after I started that project, life took a drastic skid sideways, and I kind of reclused for a little while after that. So,
yeah. So not getting too personal into everything, but you got 2 kids and 3 kids. Why do I only think you have 2? Wait, how many girls? 2 girls, 1 boy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. See, that's why, because girls and boys, you got 1 of each.
Yep.
In my brain, I guess. You helped me set my name out there. You helped me build my channel for my Mental Health Matters, which is what you're on tonight. What helped? What if there is anything? What do you like about the Mental Health Matters? Because, like I said, I know you're always talking about Second Amendment stuff, but what are some of your favorite aspects of the Mental Health Matters, formerly known as Suicide Prevention Saturday? You also helped me grow meeting people like Mario Mosen, who talks about like PTSD for veterans and that sort of thing. It's like in the mental health area, when it comes to just better health for all, or watching this lovely video, these videos on Saturday nights. Because I know one of your favorite things is being in the side chat and putting scrolls up there for me. But beyond going in the side chats and putting a bunch of scrolls up there for me, what are some of your favorite things?
By the way, somebody needs to be on that tonight. I can't do everything. I'm here. I can't be 2 places at once, even though this is a pre-record. People are like just mind blown. Like, what? Yeah. Some of my favorite things, just the education factor. Most people don't realize that all these statistics that anti-gunners try and throw at us, that, you know, oh, so dangerous, so this, so that, nearly 66% of these quote unquote violent things that happen with firearms are self-violence. That's, and if you take those out, like, wow, that's a huge number. Now, the goal, which I also really enjoy about what you're doing, is to educate and take away the stigma, where people feel comfortable not just talking about it, but going and getting the help that they need. Because for the longest time, there's been this idea of, oh, well, if I have this, that, or the other thing wrong with me, they're just going to take my guns. And there's so many of us in the community now that can attest to, like, no, that's not the case. So hopefully being able to, like I said, attest to those things and take away that stigma, more people are going to get help. And slowly but surely, we can eventually bring down that number to, would it be nice to say 0? Absolutely. But,
that's unrealistic because people are.
Exactly. And say,
I mean, everyone's like, oh, we should 0 tolerance. I'm like, it's not possible. There's always an exception. It's like,
right.
Yeah, can we make it better? I mean, the most common stat most of us know, sadly, is the 22 a day, right?
Yes.
So for those of you new to the show, don't know, roughly 22 veterans a day lose their lives to suicide. And that's a staggering number. And one of the other videos on my channel on YouTube is the Sig Sauer Aiming for 0-1. And Chris Tessier, who was running that particular one, he asked 22 veterans to come up to the front and stand there. And then he gave a speech about, every day, this is how many bodies we lose to suicide. Now, are they all by gun? No, they're not. For those of you who want to know the grisly details, because everybody's always curious, we can't look away from a good car accident. Men typically will take their lives with firearms. Women will typically slash their wrist, do poison, overdose, that sort of thing. And then you have people like G23, if G23 is out there, who try them all. So there's that. And if you haven't heard about that one, go watch that interview, because that was a couple of years ago now. So the veteran suicide stuff is what most people don't want to talk about. Suicide stuff in general, people are uncomfortable talking about. And as far as making that jump from mental health and guns, because anyone who's out here who has actually tried to buy a gun, number one, we know there is no gun show loophole. Every time you buy a firearm, you're filling out the stinking form that makes you attest to all of these things. And all of these questions are you a felon? Are you mentally unstable? Are all of these things? And because we have that, are you committed or have mental issues, is why so many gun owners are afraid to actually get help. And this is where our friends from Walk the Talk America are also making a big impact on the gun world, because they're going everywhere that they possibly can. Now, BBQ, I don't even know. Have you interviewed Mike or
I have not.
Jake? Okay, but you know who they are, right?
Jake the Penguin Hunter, yes.
Yes, Jake the Penguin Hunter, yes, and that's a whole nother story. It was funny. All right, short version of that one, just because it is funny, and laughter is always good. So Jake and Mike were Walk the Talk America founders, and they were going to have me on their podcast, and we were trying to find times. And like Jonathan explained earlier, sometimes I'm hard to nail down because I'm going in like 10 different directions all at the same time. And so Jake is also super busy with his practice because he's a practicing psychologist, counselor, and I think he's just a counselor. I don't know. I shouldn't say just, but anyway, there's lots of different types of.
Don't give him more credit than he deserves. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, he's certified in something that allows him to legally help people and families. So, but anyway, he had a challenging schedule as well. And Mike, being the person he is, was like, oh yeah, he's down in Antarctica studying penguins. And because he was in counseling, I'm like, oh, I could see you. Maybe he's working on a PhD or something. So he did not really actually go down to Antarctica to study penguins, but that is our running joke I don't know. It was entertaining for me.
I may have, really twisted some words after the penguins were mentioned when you were doing that interview to make the penguin hunter thing happen.
Yeah.
It could have been somebody else. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. Well, see, wait. See, this is where I should totally drop the link. Oh, but wait, I'm not going to be able to drop the link right now because
DJ got it.
But that's all right. DJ's got it. I will make sure I send that to him. So, all right. So, mental health matters. So everybody has a way to go. Thank you for mentioning about having resources, because then I remember put the banner up down below. Good job.
You're welcome.
Because, and this is the other part that I think is super important, is that none of us can do anything by ourselves. All of us.
I do everything by myself. I'm just that awesome, though.
Well, yeah, but
if everybody strives to be like me, your life's going to be amazing.
It will be. Like, you collected all of those patches that are behind you all by yourself, right?
I can't say that it was all by myself. I mean, a lot of money was spent. A lot were free Patch Friday things from gearwebsites.com, owlandanchor.com, which is no longer a thing. So I can't say that it was all me. Like I said, some of them were things like that. So you have to give credit to the places that were doing the giveaways, such as, like I said, gearwebsites.com.
Gotcha. And we can do that because I can do the thing that says do the thing. Oh, wait, that didn't work out. Oh, wow. Now I've got Gear Websites and the little scrolly thing. All right.
Wow.
We're going to stop the scrolly thing because that's too much information to have people paying attention to. Because if I have too many things, it's like, wait, what am I doing? How am I going? All right. So each one reach one, right? Kind of like I said, I really do attest that you and GWebs definitely helped me get onto YouTube and start expanding here. And then each person I meet through this then helps me expand elsewhere. And here's a random question for you. What do you think is one of the cooler things, like people you've met through each one reach one, right? Is like we all have different things that we're interested in. And so just like the way the algorithms will throw we'll put in new roof, and then for the next month and a half, we get all the new roofers in the area, right? And here it's just like, I didn't know there was this little subsection of just gun people. But then even when you go into the subsection of gun people, then there's people like Moldy Mondays. Viejo does making molds of actual bullets and stuff. And then you have bench rest, and you have all these sort of things. And what is one of the more interesting tangents you've gone on, as far as first GWebs tricked you into doing this for the first time, and then you got into this, and then where's somewhere that you reached out to that you didn't expect to go?
Oh, that's a really, really good question. I'm going to steal that, by the way. That's a awesome question.
And if you want, while you're thinking, I can tell you my one of the things that comes to my head.
Well, you go ahead.
All right. So you and GWebs got me onto YouTube. And then YouTube got me to SHOT Show, honestly. And SHOT Show got me to meet more people in person. And because I actually hung out with Jake, and Jake met this random person, Georgia. And Georgia called me, and I don't remember why. Oh, because she wanted to interview me because I do this mental health matters stuff, not madness. We try not to get mad. And Georgia has absolutely nothing to do with firearms. She's actually a candle maker. So I was thinking about that set of events before I formulated the question I just asked you. So there's the randomness of the universe.
I mean, with the whole YouTube thing, there's so many. I mean, because GWebs, after tricking me for a month or two and jumping into Daily Gun Show, I don't think it was a month or two. It might have been a month, and G Webs was like, "You should do a channel." I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "You got good stuff to say. You should do a channel." I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "I don't know how I do that." Checking out comments, things like that. I was still pretty new to my whole blindness thing, only about a year and a half in, and I hadn't figured out all my little tricks and whatnot to make life as easy as possible. And he's like, get a hold of Patriot in the Dark. So that's where I'm going to start. There is Patriot in the Dark, which I only found out, 5 days ago, that his channel was pulled by YouTube, so he had to create a new one. Just in the last month, I was like, what the crap? But that guy, absolutely incredible, lights out, and he still goes and shoots all the time. He takes the little beepers from cars, puts them down range, and then hits the beeper, shoots at the noise. And I think one of my favorite things he said about that is, really sucks when you shoot the beeper, you have to go back to the junkyard and get a new beeper.
Love that. That's hysterical.
Yeah. But he told me, like, oh yeah, it's easy as heck. Like, he gave me little pointers here and there. Gave me just pointers on how to be a blind guy. Like, for the longest time, he was, I wouldn't say furious or anything, but he was not happy that I didn't have any formal training.
Gotcha.
Like how to use your cane, how to traverse steps. Apparently these trainings are out there.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other rabbit hole on why I never got those trainings. But again, continuing on, there's just so many people that I've gotten to interact with that I would have never even thought twice about. Obviously, there's G Webs, and
right,
just
wait, before we go further, because I'm going to scroll wrangle you a tiny bit. Because while you were chatting, I looked up Patriot in the Dark, and up comes the term Patriot in the Dark refers to a YouTube channel hosted by a blind Marine Corps veteran who identifies as a proud American and pro-Second Amendment activist. The channel focuses on themes of liberty, freedom, firearms, woodworking, personal empowerment, emphasizing living life on one's own terms despite challenges. The creator, who goes by the name Patriot in the Dark, encourages viewers to embrace their freedoms and not be limited by others' fears, promoting safe and effective training as a means to achieve personal goals. The channel also invites audience interaction through comments and direct messages via email. And the fact that YouTube took that channel down is absolutely horrendous. So, it's just like, because like this one, we had to change the name of it because when we were doing Suicide Prevention Saturday, YouTube kept taking it down in the midst of our live. So yeah, YouTube is a challenging platform. Having bots run things versus people, also challenging, maybe. Or at least that's what they blame it on, but I'm not sure because, garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, I didn't realize that Patriot in the Dark, because yes, I saw PITD on Hillbilly's channel the other night, and I didn't know that was Patriot in the Dark. So I thought he was like you, because you have how many different channels?
I got a couple.
Yeah.
I say I'm trying to get the 2A as blind channel going. I just recently finally found a video editor to use on my phone again that I like. So eventually I'll get around to making some content for that channel, but just not yet. Life's been busy.
Yeah, no. And for those of you who don't know, subscribe to Jonathan's channels, any one of them, and then bring him onto your show, because if you need somebody to vote on things, you can have him log off, log on, log off, log on, log off, log on, like 5 or 10 times while he goes to the different channels he has and vote for something.
I only do that with your channel.
Only with me. Okay.
You're the only one special enough to get that kind of treatment. Unless I'm like, this vote really needs rigged. Like,
Yeah.
9mm is about to win best caliber of the year. Like, no, we're not going to have that.
Well, you're the one who taught me. It's like, oh wait, with each one of my Gmail accounts, I have a YouTube channel. I can do this.
Yep.
So I forget what it was, but I know what it is. Honestly, when people are trying to get to their next goal in subs, like for you helped me get to 100 subs. And then like Hillbillies, when he started it, he's like, he had to get to 500 and maybe 1,000. And I might have gone on to more than one of my Gmail accounts to help him get the additional subs.
But there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like, what if you're accidentally logged into one of those accounts one day and didn't realize it? You still want to get your notifications. So
there you go.
Really, you should go and subscribe to all the channels that you like with those accounts.
There you go. Absolutely. Because it helps the channel and helps you stay informed. So this is where we say, speaking of that, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all of those things, because we're getting to the top of the hour or the bottom of the hour, depending on which way we want to pay attention to this.
Wow, it's flying.
We're gonna try to wrap up in the next 10, 15 minutes, because at the top of this hour, when you're watching this, if you're watching the live replay, yeah, how does that work? But anyway, 9 p.m. Eastern is when we start, and then 10 p.m. Eastern is when Hillbilly Up's channel will start right after this. So DJ's always really good about reminding y'all at the end to like, subscribe, share out. And I'm just going to say that because he will say that in the chat on the YouTube side. But if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, you will not see that tonight, because normally you get to hear it. So I will say it at least once. All right. So since we want to get done before your children come home from school.
It will get noisy, yes.
It will get noisy here. Ooh, what was the question? There was a question that, I was going to steal from Walk the Talk America.
Oh.
At the end of all of their podcasts, they ask the same question, and I forget what it is now. I know one podcast says, what's your favorite firearm? So I'll start with that one while I try to figure out what the other question is I want to ask you. So you have to only pick one. No one, this one for handgun and this one for rifle and this one for shotgun. So you have to pick one favorite firearm and why. And you only got 5 minutes to talk about it.
My Model 99 300 Savage. I got it from my grandfather when he passed away. I was 9 years old when I had finally gotten it. He passed when I was 8, but when it was finally bestowed upon me, I was 9. But that rifle has a lot of significance in my family because my grandfather had gotten it from his grandfather. And 5-digit serial number on it. Up until I lost my vision, I took it hunting every year, and it would do the job terrific. So not a whole lot to explain about it. So you're gonna have to fill like the other 4 minutes 30 seconds now.
Well, actually, that goes into a wonderful bit of content that we definitely could go another 20 minutes with, which is G23 is watching. He'll love that, but we're not going to do that far.
That's right. He has to pay extra.
Yeah, he has to pay extra. Connection and firearms. The amount of people who I have come to my pistol permit class as a family, or because another family member already has their permit, is really, really big. And as you all know, I go to counseling. I have my own counselor and all of that fun stuff, because everyone kind of needs a counselor from time to time. We all need coaches in life. And the people who tell me they don't need a counselor, I'm like, yeah, you're in denial. Good luck with that. But anyway, the connection that firearms have, right? It's just like, that is your favorite gun because it's got connection to your grandpa. And the amount of people that have connection over firearms is really quite spectacular. Just like if you have, I don't know, do you watch football? Do you care? Do you have a favorite sports team of any kind?
Oh, yeah. I would say I grew up playing sports, so I don't particularly get to watch it anymore. One, because I don't have cable. Two, I'm normally doing a lot of other stuff where I just, don't have time. So.
But Like my grandma really wasn't into sports, but if the Yankees were going to play the World Series, she would watch the World Series. But a lot of people don't realize guns and sports are kind of the same in that you have something to bond over. And when you're in the gun community, we have the gun community as a huge, ginormous group of people. And then you have your long range rifle shooters. And then you have your pistol shooters. And then you have your shotgun shooters and all of that. So there's a giant family within the cousins and the brothers and the sisters and all of that sort of stuff. So often people don't think about how emotional guns are because unfortunately, most folks tend to talk about the negative emotions around firearms. So, but that is so awesome that your grandpa's, so you're the fourth generation to own this because it skipped your dad. You're the
I would be a third generation because it would have skipped my great grandfather, and then it skipped my mother and uncles.
Okay. Yes, but
theoretically, it could have gone through. I could be the fifth generation.
Great grandfather, great grandfather, great great grandfather had it initially. Who had it first?
Yes. It'd be great great grandfather.
All right, so your great great grandfather had it. He kept it. Your great grandfather didn't get it, but then your grandfather got it. Your dad didn't get it, but then you got it. So 5 levels of generation. Regardless of who actually held on to it. And to have that kind of history in a single thing is spectacular. That is absolutely useful and useful. I said useful twice. I don't know. I was thinking of a different word in my brain, apparently. Just like, oh. See, this is why the bad part of having you here versus on the side chat is you're not making fun of me with the side chat. I know it's hard for you to not actually make fun of me right now, live and in person, but go ahead.
I promise to behave, so.
Oh, okay. That is true. We did say no swearing and all those fun things. Wait a second. Did your kids get home early or is that the dog?
No, it's Gunther.
Okay. And just so y'all know, that is the dog, not his children. Does he need to go out now?
No.
No.
I'm not giving him attention, so.
It's very sad. Very sad.
He'll be right.
I know. I've met Gunther live and in person.
You have?
I have. It's true. He's actually a very good dog for a large dog because my big dog is not that awesome. I mean, he is, but he's not.
So, I mean, he's a jumper, but that's about the worst thing he does.
Yeah. And you didn't let him jump on us. So when we visited. So thanks for being all that.
Up. I was like, all right, you're going to jail.
Probably. Well, but we were sitting outside in your driveway in the dark when we went to call you, only to find out we did not have any cell reception in your driveway. So we had to leave, go down the road a bit, call you, and then come back to surprise you. So, yeah, classic oops, almost, but not quite. At least the GPS got us to you. But it was very dark that evening. And I'm like, I wasn't about to go knock on some random door without confirmation, especially out in the middle of the woods, essentially, where you live. So, yeah. All right, sir. What do you think you're most excited about as far as your next project or your projects? I know we touched on the fact that you're doing blind guy photography. Is that the name of a YouTube channel, or is that just your business name?
It is not. That technically, I could make a YouTube channel that's called Blind Guy Photography. You know, have just another one of those accounts to pad things when
9mm is going to win.
Yeah, we can't have that happen. That's really the problem. Was they turned on CERN, and all of a sudden people were just like, "I love 9mm." CERN's the problem. There's people out there right now. They're like, "What is CERN?" Google it. So, projects that I'm excited about.
Yes.
I don't know. Say right now, the next 5 months of my life are gone because wrestling season has started, and like I said, next 5 months, I'm going to be eating up. If I get to make any videos, which I'm going to try and put out a few, I don't know when, where, what, or anything like that, for the Two Ray is Blind channel, but I need to do that. There's the photography stuff that keeps you really busy as well. So.
And then prom season comes up in the spring. And do you do wrestling in the spring as well? I forget. Or is it just is winter main wrestling season?
Winter is primarily your main wrestling season. That's folk style wrestling. Spring and summer, you'll have freestyle and Greco-Roman. My kids don't do that currently. My oldest daughter needs to, because in college, men still do folk style.
Okay.
They only wrestle freestyle and Greco at the Olympics.
Okay.
And world trial stuff like that. Now, women's wrestling, for some ungodly reason, when they go from high school to college, they only wrestle freestyle in college.
Gotcha.
So I told my daughter, I was like, you've got to start wrestling freestyle.
If you want to go on to college and be able to continue your sport.
Yes. I mean, there is a thing with wrestling, like, if you're a state level wrestler here in PA, it doesn't matter if you never did freestyle, you're going to catch on quick. A lot of the stuff translates over from folk to freestyle. It's just freestyle. You don't have to try and get up from the bottom. You can just lay there and throws, things like that.
Gotcha.
But
well, I was going to say,
sorry.
This brings me back to the things that you've taught me. Not only how to grow subs on my YouTube channel, but also that it's called a singlet and not a onesie.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, because I did not know before BBQ educated me, a singlet is that one piece thing that wrestlers put on, and a onesie is something we put babies in. But a couple of years ago, he was showing me he got a matching singlet with his daughter, and it was like nacho. Which one of the?
It was Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Flaming Hot Cheetos, yes. And so that is when I learned what a singlet is versus a onesie, because I kept calling it a onesie. So here's the thing: you never know what you don't know. And singlet versus onesie is my example. Always keep learning, because there's always something to learn. No matter who you're talking to, they have something to teach you. So I'm going to kind of end with, we have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Try to listen twice as much as you talk. And with that, anything else before we go?
Are we supposed to do closing plugs or anything?
Yes, you may do closing plugs. That's why I was asking what your next thing is going to be.
I'd just like to tell everybody to go check out channels like Patron in the Dark or PITD. I had a bunch of stuff in my head here, and as soon as you're like, yeah, go for it. Obviously, tune into Brooke every Saturday, and any of her impromptu lives and videos, be sure to catch those. Every second matters. Go out, do that. Second of every month. It's really easy to remember. And remember, it's not just because there's the Second Amendment in the United States Constitution. It's almost every state constitution has some form of the Second Amendment in it. So, whatever it is, just get out, do something to keep the Second Amendment on your mind. Check out, there's a lot of other channels that I am forgetting right now. Riding Shotgun with Charlie, that's one that I've gotten to have on my show a couple times. Awesome guy. Tony Simon with 2A for E, Second Amendments for Everyone. Awesome guy. Like I said, there's so many that I could mention. Just check them all out. If you find one that you like, guess what? You have a YouTube channel. Just there's a little thing. I think it used to be called the community tab. It might be called something else now. But you're allowed to post things there. If you find a channel that you like, just put in your community tab, check this channel out. You never know who might come across your channel by mistake and go to your community tab and be like, oh, check this out. I'll go and check this channel out since they recommended it. And now you're expanding somebody else just by doing that little thing with your channel really quick. So check out DM Foss. That I think Foss is one of the most underrated channels on the YouTubes right now. Incredibly talented, incredibly funny.
Now, to be fair, it's for you, those of you who are night owls, because his show is at 1 a.m. Eastern time. And the one time I got to see it,
2
a.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
The one time I got to see it was when I was on the other side of the world, so we had a 12-hour difference. So
yes.
But you can always go and watch the replays, just like this. So,
but yeah, every Saturday he does a live chat, 11 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. Eastern. I like to say if you're in those middle time zones, learn how to do math, figure it out for yourself. But yeah, incredibly talented guy. It does incredible 2A advocacy and activism. He has an entire
all of the time, because that little intro that you get to see and the exit that you're about to see, DM Foss put that together for us. And again, back to each one reach one. If it weren't for John, I wouldn't have these really cool intros and outros. I'd have something maybe that I slice together, but that's kind of about it.
Right.
So,
but right. Yeah, he has an entire section on his channel that's just take a new shooter shooting, and it's awesome. Check it out. But I'm rambling. Brooke wants to get out of here. She has to go do like super awesome stuff, like help Nadia get elected governor of Connecticut one day. So
yeah,
I'm setting up.
All right, sounds good. I'm gonna hit the end recording button. It may or may not just disappear, or it's gonna give me the option to run our outro. So it might be over in like a second, or it might run for 15. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Oh, it says set outro. So hold on. We will get to do the Mental Health Matters outro video. Are you prepared? Here we go.